This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 13th day of July in the year 2021. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. Let's tell you now that a group of Cuban nationals in Guyana has launched a protest action in support of their countrymen back home in Cuba, who have been protesting against food shortages and the government's handling of COVID-19 in their homeland. On Monday, the small group of Cubans who are currently living in Guyana protested outside the Cuban embassy in Kingston, raising the same concerns being raised by their fellow Cubans back home. The communist country has found itself facing tough economic times because of the pandemic and the ongoing U.S. blockade and rising COVID-19 cases and deaths. With placards in their hands, the Cubans in Guyana denounced their government back in Cuba and complained about the realities many of their family and friends are facing back home.
And the people in Cuba in this moment is dying because the police and the regiment, the socialist regiment, they are killing the Cuban people in this moment in the street in Cuba. And we are here in support of our brothers who are fighting in Cuba just for freedom, for human rights.
It was explained that the protests taking place in Cuba are significant because it's against the law to protest against the government there. The Cubans said many persons find themselves restricted and longing for real freedom.
We don't have human rights in Cuba. The police is in this moment killing the people in the street. We don't have food, we don't have medication in Cuba. You understand? Then we are fighting for this, for freedom, because we want to talk and nobody can kill me or injure me because I'm tell the truth. If one Cuban go to the street and say something about the government, they kill this person. They disappear this person. And we need free. We need to live as a free person. Freedom for the Cuban people.
Over the years, Cuba has called for the U.S. to remove its sanctions, which makes it difficult for the country to access food and medications from some countries. The protesters say the time for democracy in Cuba is now. More news coming up in a moment.
What's our purpose? Together we rise. For our community, our customer, and our country. Our promises: strengthen our community, reliably connect our customers, innovate for all in our country. Together we rise.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Preparing for your NGSA exams is always a challenge. The Guyana Learning Channel is here to help. You can go to YouTube using your browser or your mobile device. Then search for the Guyana Learning Channel in the search bar. We're live streaming our NGSA booster videos all day and all night. If you want to study a specific subject or topic, you can go to our NGSA booster playlist. You can look at a specific subject, such as mathematics, and then look for a specific topic. Here, you can follow along with the lesson to prepare for your examination. Remember kids, study hard, and best of luck in your exams.
Sonia, you think people easy? People just really want to do their own thing. Look across the road how we building the house low. The building code say you're supposed to be 2 feet off the ground.
And when the place flood, them just be the first to complain.
But you know sometimes we that just contribute to the flooding with we behavior.
You know, boy, we just throw things in the drains and canals. We don't keep the gutters clean and dispose of garbage properly. By the way, you got an emergency kit?
Yeah, Sonia, I got me own and it got drinking water, army medicines, and 4 say things like band-aids, iodine, bandages.
And me on getting toothpaste, a change of underwear and clothing, toilet paper and soap.
Guyana, our country, our responsibility.
Mobil 1 is more than oil. It's many oils. It transforms at the molecular level. When cold, it's thicker than honey. When hot, it's thinner than water. Mobil 1 adapts and readapts to last longer. 16,000 kilometers between oil changes. That's your engine evolved.
Sol Guyana is the authorized distributor of Mobil lubricants.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Let GBTI make your dreams of owning a home a reality. Buy or build your home with us. Let us help you to completely outfit your home and make it move-in ready. Need to purchase land? We finance that too. Benefit from our 10% down payment and interest rates as low as 4.25%. Calculated on the reducing balance with up to 30 years to repay. Switch your mortgage to us and learn about benefiting from the equity in your home. Invest wisely. Apply online or call your branch to schedule an appointment. GBTI. We see Guyana through your eyes.
Let's tell you now that the Ministry of Health is this evening monitoring an increase in COVID-19 cases in a number of communities across 5 of the 10 administrative regions. During his daily COVID-19 update today, the Health Minister, Dr. Frank Anthony, singled out a number of communities where the cases are high and growing.
We have seen a number of areas where relatively high numbers. And so in Region 3, we are monitoring Sisters Village, where we have approximately 20 cases. Region 4, the area that we are monitoring is in Sophia, where we have about 20 cases. Region 6, New Amsterdam, continues to be a little bit problematic. And we currently have in New Amsterdam 32 cases. In Region 9, over the last 3 weeks or so, we have seen a surge in cases. And right now we have 39 cases in St. Ignatius, 33 cases in Lethem, another 19 cases in Tapachinga. And in Region 10, we have at Wisma and Mabura 17 cases each.
Minister Anthony said the government will continue to monitor the areas and ensure those who have tested positive are isolated. The ministry also intends to roll out more vaccination sites and have mobile units established to assist with vaccinations.
They are now doing a form of mobile vaccination. So they go into a village and they literally go house to house trying to get people to take the vaccines. So that is ongoing in a number of communities, and we are getting a mixed reaction because some people are still hesitant.
Anthony also said that his ministry has been working with several partners and groups to influence people to take the vaccines so as to accelerate the vaccination campaign, which has been picking up pace. With the rollout of the second dose of the Sputnik V vaccine today, the number of persons receiving both doses of the vaccine is expected to increase significantly. Well, the Ministry of Natural Resources has published a notice on behalf of the government seeking investors to help set up a multi-million US dollar gas-to-shore project facility at Wales and the West Demerara, known as the Wales Development Zone, which was selected as the landing facility for the pipeline. According to the notice, the pipeline, which would end in the Wills Development Zone, will measure some 225 kilometers from the Lisa area, where the plant gas is produced. The project will see the establishment of a gas processing plant and a natural gas liquids facility, capable of producing at least 4,000 barrels per day. The government said a power plant will also be established to generate 150 megawatts of power, with an additional 150 megawatts in a second phase, and that an industrial park will also be established to comprise industries that could use gas, steam, and/or electricity. Companies expressing interest in the project must demonstrate strong technical and financial capabilities, the notice stipulates. The ExxonMobil company recently submitted the application with the Environmental Protection Agency for environmental authorization for the gas to shore project. The EPA determined that an environmental impact assessment would be needed for such a project, since it could have a significant impact on the environment. The gas to energy project is expected to come on stream by late 2024. Crime Chief Wendell Blenheim has indicated that the police file on the murder of Berbice teenager Harris Singh is not missing and was never missing. Mr. Blenheim's response came this afternoon in wake of yesterday's court matter, when the case had to be adjourned because the police prosecutor was not in possession of the file. The crime chief said the file was in the possession of the investigators for additional work, and it has since been handed over to the police force's junior legal advisor, Mandel Moore, who will be prosecuting the matter. The crime chief said there was nothing strange with the file being in the investigator's possession when the matter was called. 3 men are currently before the courts facing murder charges in relation to the death of Harris Singh. The teenager's body was found in the No. 3 village Bagdam in the height of protests over the murder of 2 other Berbice teens, Joel and Isaiah Henry. One of the men charged for Harris Singh's murder is the older brother of one of the Henry cousins who were killed. One of Harris Singh's relatives was an early suspect in the double murder case. Police investigators in Berbice are awaiting a post-mortem examination to ascertain the cause of death of one of their own colleagues, who collapsed and died at home while experiencing difficulties with his breathing. The dead policeman was identified as Lance Corporal Albert Pereira of New Amsterdam, Berbice. He was based at a Springlands police station. A police report of the incident stated that his wife woke up at around 5:30 this morning and found him lying on the floor in the hallway of their home while he was having difficulty with his breathing. The woman said she went for a glass of water, but by the time she returned, he was motionless. She immediately contacted the New Amsterdam hospital for an ambulance, but none was available. According to the police, she then contacted the police in the area, and officers visited the house and observed the man lying motionless. His body was checked for marks of violence, but there was none. He was pronounced dead at the scene by a doctor who was summoned from the New Amsterdam hospital. 2 days after a man was seen jumping off the Demerara Harbour Bridge, his body was found today at a Kingston seashore in a partly decomposed state. The man has been identified as Velen Thorne. His body was discovered by a jogger early this morning, washed up on the Kingston shore. On Sunday morning, Thorne parked his motorcycle on the bridge and took a leap to his death. Efforts to locate the body at the time were unsuccessful. Friends said the man was going through a tough time, having lost 2 of his siblings and his father in the past few years. It is suspected that he was badly depressed.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
At Sash Financial, we create strategies for strengthening business and personal finances while helping our clients to build sustainable wealth. Our financial and business consultancy services are uniquely tailored to ensure every client receives quality packages and optimal results. Our financial services include financial reporting and analysis, financial status assessment, internal audits, bookkeeping and records management, financial planning advice, tax returns. Our business advisory services are related to business plans, business startups, operational improvement, business management, document preparation, procedures development, efficient marketing, Call or WhatsApp us today for your free consultation on telephone number 592-665-6045. Sash Financial, strengthening businesses, building wealth.
What's our purpose? Together we rise. For our community, our customer, and our country. Our promises: strengthen our community, reliably connect our customers, innovate for all in our country. Together we rise.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
I'm Ron Robinson. I took the vaccine because, you see, I want to protect myself. And at my age, and even those younger than I am, over 40, take the vaccine. It doesn't mean I'm not going to get COVID, but it means I ain't going to go into ICU. I'm not going to be seriously ill with COVID, and it is more than likely it will not take me to my grave, because I got a vaccine in me that says it won't and will help me to be immune to it and keep it down. So I'm telling you, please, let's fight it. Let's attack this pandemic. Not just say, I'm not going to get it. You can. So attack it, not just, take precautions. Attack it. Take the vaccine. I'm telling you, it can save you a lot of worry, and your relatives as well, and your friends.
Across the region tonight, Venezuelan agents have arrested a key opposition figure on charges of terrorism and treason. Freddy Guevara was in his car when he was detained on a highway in the capital of Caracas. The left-wing government accuses him of having ties to extremist groups and foreign governments. Mr. Guevara is a close ally of opposition leader Juan Guaido, who said that he was threatened by armed men as he went to help Mr. Guevara. Mr. Guaido's wife, Fabiana Rosales, tweeted that hooded men with weapons entered the basement of their home and surrounding Mr. Guaido's vehicle. He was not, however, detained. Venezuela's Attorney General Tariq Saab said Mr. Guevara will be charged with the crimes of terrorism, attacks against the constitutional order, conspiracy to commit a crime, and treason. Dozens of people have been arrested in Cuba after thousands joined the biggest protests for decades against the island's communist government, media and opposition sources have revealed. Unauthorized public gatherings are illegal in Cuba, and protests are rare. Images on social media showed what appeared to be the security forces detaining, beating, and pepper spraying some of the protesters. Cuba's president labeled those protesting mercenaries. In a 4-hour-long televised address, President Miguel Diaz-Canel slammed protesters as counter-revolutionaries, while his foreign minister alleged the demonstrations had been financed and instigated by the United States. But those who took to the streets said they were angry about the collapse of the economy, food and medicine shortages, price hikes, and the government's handling of COVID-19. And finally tonight, international news. The death toll in South Africa has risen to 72 after violence engulfed parts of the country after the jailing of former President Jacob Zuma. This includes 10 persons killed in a stampede during looting on Monday night at a shopping center in Soweto. The BBC filmed a baby being thrown from a building in Durban that was on fire after ground floor shops were looted. The military has now been deployed to help the police, overstretched since the unrest began last week. In a statement, the South African police said that they had identified 12 people suspected of provoking the riots, and that a total of 1,234 persons had been arrested. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.